again. Right, out and again. Take them out now. Sorry, I've broken that. Now you go through it again, okay? Now we keep going. Now, just start with the soap and water, okay?
Jonathan, I want you to wash your hands with the soap and water.
I want some hot water.
It's being repaired today.
Just show him the cold water tap.
There's the cold.
Oh no, that's not the coldest.
Jonathan, if you don't wash your hands with the cold water, I'm going to put you into the corner.
Oh
Now stand back, Deirdre, and just give him a chance to sort of give it a chance, okay? Okay.
He's doing it, but he's going to lock the door. That's what he does. So he's going to do it, and he normally locks me in.
Okay.
It's another ways of...
Right, okay, let's leave him for a few seconds, okay? And see what happens. I would suggest you go in and check now, okay?
He's got me locked out.
Good. Okay, thank you. Just sort of go in and stand.
As you're lovely and clean, and did you wash it, watching all? Eh? That's
There's a towel.
There's a towel there.
That's a good boy. Ah, you're a great fella, aren't you?
I have no hot water. I need to go in the shop and get hot water and then...
That's a good boy, aren't you? When I give you a bit of chocolate
For washing your hands. That's what we've got some now. I know some somewhere, but where it is. There's a bit of chocolate for you, eh? Who's a good boy?
Me.
And who washed his hands?
Me.
That's a great fella.
It's great to get him to do something, you know. I sort of feel closer to him as well,
Of course,
you know.
that's what you'll find.
It bothers me to put him into the corner, but it doesn't seem to bother him very much.
Yeah.
And the second time, you know, the second time he went in, I think that he was quite prepared then.
Yeah. So there's the key. Who does it bother more?
No.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, he's been having me on for some time.
You think you feel reasonably calm at the moment? Okay. Now let's look at the problems first. Now, in this social situation, which is you coming to visit Pam, who's a friend, we'll say, so you'll be coming in through the door with David, and you'll be trying to have a conversation with Pam, okay, with David here, all right?
The new approach is to train her to pre-plan. In this session, to talk herself through visiting a friend.
Okay, so that is the situation. And the first question really is...
In preparation, she thinks of what good behaviours she wants and what embarrassing things he might get up to. Then what strategies she'll use to encourage the good and stop the bad. Then to evoke the situation in her mind and work out how not to be deflected. The member of staff who will role-play the friend is a social worker, Pam Cadzow.
Just him actually going round the room would cause you to get anxious.
She's noticed in previous sessions how David's running around affects Jennifer.
Pouncing on him before he'd actually done something. And I mean, I wondered if you could think about that too.
So maybe we're moving back to defining that a bit more closely.
Yeah.
How much running and walking would you allow?
I didn't really allow him to do that. I more or less, David, I kind of just keep him...
Right, okay, but what would be wrong with him just sort of walking around? Do you think that would be...
I think what annoyed me more about it was maybe him annoying other people. David, come here. Now, what did I ask you to do? I asked you to stay down there and play, didn't I? Before we come out. So will you mind sitting down and being a good boy and play? And there might be a nice reward for you when you get home. Okay? Will you?
Yeah.
Sit down there and play.
A major goal of this session is to get her simply to say, excuse me, and then discipline David without embarrassment.
Okay?
Great. You did that very well, okay?
You did,
it's the whole thing of getting, going over into distance and saying, I would like you to do such and such, you know.
It was easier saying I would like you to do it.
Yeah,
than
of course it
than
is.
being
Of course it
angry,
is.
grabbing
Okay.
him, pushing him over, and I sit there, David, I want you to
Yeah,
sit.
okay. And Pam, how did you feel about the interruption?
I felt fine about the
You see?
interruption.
You
but,
see?
You know,
It's
I
you
was
worrying.
I was pleased in a way that you were going to do it because he said David came over and interrupted my conversation with you. That I thought it was good that you were going to sort of make all that right.
I say, take off your pyjamas. I can't take my pyjamas off. You take my pyjamas off. Then I go to take them off. I'll take them off. And then it goes on from there.
Timeout won't work in the morning.
I'll tell you what it means.
A mum can't win putting the child in the corner if she's trying not to be late getting him dressed and off to school. At these times, the stimulus to good behaviour is a star chart.
If he gets up on his own within, what, a couple of minutes, which is reasonable, isn't it? A couple of minutes of a second call, okay? Each point where he complies with that, you sort of get the stars and you get him to help you put them into one of these spaces that we'll fix out for you, okay? And then, as I said, when he's dressed, if he's got stars, then you exchange them for some simple kind of privilege. Now, if he doesn't get up on that second call, you just physically get him up, okay?
Okay, Jonathan, I'd like you to get up now, love. Come on.
I can't.
Until today, Deirdre has given Jonathan his breakfast in bed and spent hours cajoling him into his clothes.
That's a fella. Come on.
What the fuck?
Jonathan is just beginning flu. It develops over the weekend. But of course, Deirdre doesn't know that now.
What's the pose for?
If you cracked his head, he would.
Yeah.
Put on your sweater. That's a good boy.
If you think.
Now, you take, oh, that's a nice one. Now, you put it there. Getting up. You see? That's 1 star for being a good boy. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. Now, you sit down there and I'll bring you in your egg.
No.
No?
Yeah.
Well, I'll bring in your egg.
Deirdre was asked to handle breakfast the same way. If he obeys, he gets a star. If he doesn't obey, simply move on to the next step in getting ready for school.
If you eat your egg, Jonathan, I'll give you a star.
I don't. See this.
Do you not want it, love?
Yeah.
You want it?
Yeah.
Well, eat it.
Oh no.
Well, I'll eat it then.
Oh no!
Give it to me.
Oh no! You get your own.
I won't be able to give you a star, Jonathan. You don't want any more?
Yeah.
You won't eat your breakfast. Well, I give this egg to Teddy. That's for Teddy. Some more for Teddy.
You eat it.
Some more for Ted. No. Some bread for Teddy. Here's more fingers, love. That's a boy. None for Teddy. The fingers are for Jonathan. That's a fella.
How did you feel at the end of it when you were coaxing?
I'm pretty defeated. You know, just fighting a
okay.
losing battle.
By evening, Jonathan has a temperature.
I'll put the food on the table.
Okay, good.
And
You'll sit down with yours.
I'll sit down with mine.
Okay.
And if he eats it,
Yeah.
I'll reward him.
Yeah, okay. If he doesn't eat it, you remove it and he just waits till the next mealtime.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do that?
No.
Okay. Is there anything lesser that you can do? I mean, if you spoon feed him, where's that going to get you?
Well, to me it gets him fed, you know.
That's how I see it.
Yeah, okay, but where's it going to get you in the long run?
I'm just spoon-feeding what he's trying to.
That's right, okay. So what are you going to do about it now?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. If I take it away, he's not going to be fed. If I spoon-feed him, that's...
Right, okay.
He's winning as well.
Yeah.
I can reward him for eating.
Right, okay.
Which I have done. So it has to be some form of punishment.
Yeah, okay, but it's better food-related, is it not?
You're not going to bet. I really don't know. I don't.
Well, okay, I mean, you've got two choices. Either you spoon-feed him, and you're spoon-feeding him 7 years later.
Aye.
Or we remove it, and you say you can't do that.
I think I could.
Deirdre is the warden on a caravan site at weekends. On Friday, she drives off, hoping she'll make it in her slightly unreliable car. Jennifer and her boys go back to her house outside Belfast on the hospital minibus.
She's sitting reading comics in the bus. That's a good boy, David, sitting there reading that instead of carrying on. Okay, Rainbows? Yeah.
Jennifer and Deirdre are both continuing with their diaries. It gives Roger a picture of how the weekends were managed.
No problems.
Now, if we can go on to Friday, you've got 6 p.m. Walked to the toilets in shoes, got soaked, started a tantrum, refused to come back.
When I first brought him back and he was soaked and he was screaming and you know, he was abusive, then he got a smack. It all could have been avoided.
Right.
Had I faced up to get your water boots on, son. Well, that happened all over the weekend. It was the water boots the whole time.
Did you eventually get to it with the water boots?
Oh, yeah.
You got them on him?
Oh, yes. He got into the car and he chatted away. Well, he normally, funnily enough, he is very good in the car.
Right, okay.
But he was, I think that wee bit more pleasant, you know, that wee bit more pleasant than usual. He was more with me.
You were home Friday evening. How was
Yes.
Friday evening?
Friday went very well. He went home in the minibus. He was very good.
Right.
The whole way home in the minibus. And Friday evening I had a visitor come. So I just said, excuse me, and took David out into the hall and said to him, could he go out and play?
Right, okay.
So, well, I called him in after the visitor had gone and praised him on it. And I sat the rest of the night and just watched TV. And really nothing, because David went out and played all day Saturday. I never really had much bother with him at all on Saturday.
Okay. That brings us up to Sunday then.
Got a stick and he started banging it up against the fence just to make sure we couldn't hear ourselves talk. And the more I asked him to stop it, the more he just went on. Well, then the telephone rang. It was my sister rang me. Well, I thought to myself, I'll lock the door so he doesn't get in so I can have a peaceful conversation on the phone. Well, next thing I knew, he was downstairs. He'd climbed up the drain pipe and got in the back bedroom.
Right.
Well, just then I was only holding him. Just then I explained to him I wanted to talk to her.
Okay.
And to go out, and he just seemed to switch like that. And he scrunched his teeth and got into a rage and kicked out at me and said, get your hands off me. But there was a few words I'd like not to mention.
Okay.
So I threatened him with time out, going to bed,
Right,
if he done it again. You know, so he said he wouldn't do it again. So then he quietened and he tidied it all up.